Hello and welcome to a special series of shows brought to you by DETV News. In these troubled times, there are people who see a problem and come up with a solution. They are often the solution. And that's why we are calling them everyday angels. Angels come in all shapes, sizes, colors, and creeds. There are angels among us every day, and in this series, we'll introduce you to a few. Some you may already know. Our neighbors, our friends, our colleagues at work. When it comes to putting on events for the community, Wenona Sutton is no stranger to that. With an extensive portfolio and over 15 years of experience in branding and public relations, Wenona is also no stranger to serving her community. Not only has she worked for and had various roles with the Special Olympics, she's a self-taught graphic designer and is proof that if you keep a never give up attitude and are willing to constantly evolve, you can achieve almost anything. Currently the digital marketing communications strategist for the work group and Reach Riverside and founder of the Chocolate Ball, please join me in welcoming Wenona Sutton. How are you?
Hi Matt, how are you?
Good, thanks for being with us this evening.
Thank you for having me. This is exciting.
I'm excited. So let's dive right in. Let's learn about the Chocolate Ball. I am not familiar, so please let me educate me, and I'd love to know a little more about it.
Yeah, so the Chocolate Ball is my brainchild. It's something that I've wanted to do for quite some time. It is a semi-formal event. It is pretty much a gala for families. It's going to take place at the Waterfall on December 12th, which is a Sunday from 3 to 7 p.m. And it is open to low-income families and families of all income types because the premise behind it is to provide exposure, to promote positive family dynamics, and to invite families just to have a really good time for the holidays. So it's a really exciting event, and I'm so proud to be able to do it for the community.
Wonderful. How did you get started with the chocolate event? How did this all start? How many years has it been going on?
So this is the first.
Nice. Okay.
This is an inaugural event, and I'm looking forward to many, many more years to come. But just my background is pretty much the reason why this started. I grew up in poverty. I'm from the Bronx, New York. I grew up in some harsh situations, and I was granted God's grace to be able to experience some things, to be able to travel, to move around, and to learn things about the world that I did not know, staring in the 4 blocks of my ghetto, my neighborhood, my community. And so knowing that exposure leads to expansion was one of the key reasons behind me wanting to do something like this for the community.
And can you tell us a little bit about the chocolate, the event? Who does it benefit primarily?
Families. Families of low income, families of all types, families of all sizes. So it is open to attendees, families with children ages 4 to 12. There are going to be some really, really fun things happening. We have a chocolate Santa Claus, which is just another key aspect. We all know systemic racism and some of the issues that plague the African American community are rampant, and it's really hard to fight some of the issues that we have. But I do believe that seeing more of us, seeing more opportunities where we can show our excellence is one of the ways to combat that. So we will have some activity stations, we'll have 360 booths, we'll have some crafts, and just a whole boatload of fun things to do. And it's going to be at the Waterfall, which is a beautiful
Fantastic venue.
And it's all free for all families.
That's wonderful. Now, we haven't mentioned the date as to when this is, and tell us why.
Wow, so that is going to be December 12th, okay. And that is a Sunday from 3 to 7 p.m. But additionally, we have a pre-event happening because one of the things that I realize is that something like this is a challenge, number one, for families to be able to afford, which is why I made it free. But getting ready for the ball might also be a challenge, right? And so what we decided to do was to have a pre-event, and that's going to take place this Saturday, December 4th, okay. at Kingswood Community Center from 12 to 4 p.m. And that event is sponsored by AIDS Delaware and Delaware Fatherhood and Families Coalition. And at that event, we are going to be giving out some beautiful gowns and outfits that have been donated from Peter Cates. We have, and other community members. Sure. We have gift cards donated by the Delaware Fatherhood and Families Coalition. We are going to be raffling off a television set in a year.
Very nice.
6 months, I think, membership to the YMCA, just a lot of great things to encourage and promote positive family dynamics.
Excellent.
So.
And so now, can I get tickets?
Tickets are sold out.
Sold out. That's what I was going
Tickets
for.
are
Very
sold
nice.
out.
Excellent.
So, of course, I think this is the hot ticket item of the year, which makes me extremely happy. But it makes me a little bit sad because I still am getting families emailing me and parents who really, really want to come.
Sure.
And so, coming from a person who has been, I'm just so grateful to the people who have reached back to me. I'm grateful to the things that I have been afforded. And so because of that, I want to open up my arms and just give as much as I can.
Right.
And so it makes me a little sad that I can't open up more tickets.
Sure,
But at our event this coming Saturday at Kingswood Community Center, we will raffle off a few tickets for one lucky family. So.
Oh, that's terrific.
Yeah.
There's a couple people in our studio who were talking to you before we came on air, and they want to be one of those families that get in. So you have some competition there. So I wanted to also talk about, you said you had quite a few sponsors for the event and the pre-event as well. Who were some of the great sponsors?
Yes, so I'm going to go backwards a little bit to some of the key sponsors that were instrumental in making this thing happen. Nerd It Now, Marquivitz Gideon, Matt Myers from Newcastle County,
guy,
great guy. Highmark, Delaware. And one in particular that is near and dear to my heart, which is the work group. The work group is my current employer, as you mentioned earlier.
Yes.
That is my day job.
A good friend of DETV, absolutely.
Yes, and so this is something that I'm doing at night. But our fearless, great leader, Logan Herring, is amazing. I'm sure you guys know him well.
Absolutely.
Has granted me the ability to be able to do this. And he's been able to support in many ways. And so I am so grateful for them as a sponsor. I'm so grateful for them as an employer, and I just love Logan and the whole crew to death. And shout out to our C-suite, because I'm sure you guys know Logan is heavily awarded.
Absolutely.
And probably friends with the president, our president. But our our Chief Operating Officer, Kenyatta McCurdy-Byrd, was also named one of the Women of the Year from Delaware Today this year as well.
I did read that. That's fantastic.
So I just work for a great
group of people, right?
Yeah,
That's
I work
fantastic.
for some great people.
So now when you came up with this idea, this is your brainchild, and you brought this to Logan and said, Logan, this is what I want to do, what was his response?
He was like, sure. He was like, sure. He promoted it. He promotes it, he supports it, and he encourages it.
That's
and so I can't get any better than that.
That's excellent. So
Yeah.
definitely the inaugural event, but I can definitely see it become I hope to see it back in 10 years, and it can be like, hey, this is the 10th annual. You know, we've been doing this for a decade, and just grow and grow, and just expanding, where you have to have an arena because so many people are interested. So that's fantastic. So I also want to touch with people, let's go back to the work group. Logan is very good friends with us here at DETV, and we do a lot of work with Logan and the great work that the work group does. Tell us sort of the reasons for your why.
So I think I also have children. I am a mom of 3. My oldest is about to be 22, I think. Years are going together a little bit. But my oldest is grown. My youngest is 15. And so I was raised by my great-grandmother. She was heavy in church. She was heavy in community. She was the type of person who, if we had leftovers, then the community ate. And so for me, it's just been so much, it's so important for me to be the same way. And so any way that I can, I do. And there is, and I hope to always be that way, but I also want to be an example for my children. So
that's excellent.
That's my why.
So we're coming up, it's not quite a week since Thanksgiving. What were you most thankful for this year? I know you have a lot going on.
So I will say I'm most thankful to be able to do something like this. I think one of the misconceptions is that people who live in poverty just don't want to. And the thing is that they just sometimes can't. If you are worried about your next meal, if you are worrying about your lights being shut off, if you don't have a vehicle, if you are worrying about a coat for your child, it's really, really hard for you to think about the next set of things that you're going to be doing, right? It's really hard to think about how to empower or uplift your community, your fellow community members. It's really hard to just do or be sometimes. And so I'm grateful for being in a stable place in my life where I'm able to give back.
That's excellent. So a few minutes ago, at the beginning of our conversation, you had mentioned that you are originally from New York.
Yeah.
Right. What sort of this series that we're doing here? It highlights sort of our everyday heroes, everyday angels in Delaware. What brought you to Delaware? What attracted you here?
So that's an interesting story, actually. I used to own an online magazine for a little bit, and I was actually looking to expand into different cities. So it was called Checkmate New York, and I've wanted to have like Checkmate Baltimore, Checkmate Philly, and so Delaware just seemed like the perfect place to have home base. Unfortunately, it dissolved with my, but
bigger things came, right?
Bigger things came.
Right. That's excellent. That's excellent. Listen, so during the beginning, I was not aware of what the event was, and now I feel like I'm very, very well versed in it. I hope you at home are as well, and I'm super excited. I hope you'll come back later and talk to us on one of our programs about how the event went.
Yes.
So we're excited to show pictures of it on our programs, and I really hope you'll come back. We really appreciate you having you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much. Best of luck to you for the pre-event this weekend
Yes.
and the main event next weekend, and I hope you have a great holiday. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much, Matt.
Thank you. Our thanks to Wenona. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to meet the ambassador of basketball of our own Delaware Bluecoats, Joe Richman. So stay with us. Don't move. You're watching DETV News.
As soon as I got here, I just felt the warm embrace of the community, man. Like what y'all got going on is wonderful. And no wonder y'all called the work group, because y'all putting that work in. For real, seriously, y'all getting the work done.
We are committed to creating the best Riverside we can with the community, for the community.
This message is brought to you by Newcastle County Government.
The speed at which the vaccine has come about has given a few folks pause. But when you're losing 500,000 lives in a span of 6 to 8 months, you must respond quickly. The good news is the technology, the messenger RNA vaccination, is 30 years old. It's been in the lab waiting for the opportunity to take place. Now, most vaccines have taken years to perfect, but you weren't in the kind of crisis that we're in right now. I mean, this is the largest pandemic in 100 years. So you've got to respond quickly because it's responding quickly. And that's the misperception. It's old technology applied in a very new way for something that was deadly and continues to be.
Auto accident, medical negligence, work injury. Contact Team Tice, your Delaware personal injury lawyers. Leroy Tice in Wilmington, Delaware, serving and supporting the people of Delaware. Call 302-489-2400. That's 302-489-2400. Online at teamtice.com.
Welcome back. If you've ever been to a Delaware Bluecoats game, then you might be familiar with my next guest. As an ambassador for the G League affiliate of the Philadelphia 76ers, Joe Richman's most public job is being the game day greeter at the Chase Fieldhouse. In addition to greeting fans with enthusiasm and an infectious smile, one of his favorite projects has been distributing books throughout the community through the Bluecoats and Books Basketball Children's Literacy Program. Please welcome me in joining Joe Richman. How are you?
Oh, what's going on, man?
Thanks for being here. First, I want to say I want to get one of those hoodies before you leave today.
$17.99.
All right, that's fine. $17.99. I'll have Ivan pay for it.
I want it all in nickels.
Excellent. Well, listen, thank you so much for being here. I've heard a lot about you from Ivan, and I want to get started with congratulating you on a strong start to the season.
Come on, man. 6-1. You can't get no better. And we just finished the Thanksgiving weekend with 2 awesome wins. And we're looking for this upcoming Saturday, December the 4th at 7 o'clock at the beautiful Chase Fieldhouse. Everybody come on out so we get win number 8 and get ready for the finish the season strong. We're having a really great time right now.
Good, good. I've been watching the games here on the station, and it's been awesome. I enjoy watching it here. So I wanted to get, in your intro here, we talked about the literacy program. Can we talk a little bit about that?
Oh man, it's one of the best. You know, the Moores Children's Health has had this push about getting children back to reading, because as we all know, everything is now technology. Everything is about the tablet. Everything is about the phone. Right. So we want to get that excitement of the kids turning that page and letting that thing illuminate again in there. You know, getting that with that creativity going again. And the books and basketball program has been just an amazing thing for us. We've been to almost every elementary school, high school. We're getting them more out to more community centers, and we're just going across the state as much as we can to get these books out. And right up to date, we've passed out literally over 60,000 plus books.
Wow.
Yes.
Get out of here. Where are the books coming from? People donating them? How are they coming?
The Moores has a awesome partnership with another entity which donates the books to us, and then we separate them. They don't come separated, so we separate them. We got to roll up our sleeves and we get them separated by grade, you know, different categories, and that's how we know where we want to. So it'll be like K through 1, K through 12. So we just distribute it based on that.
That's excellent. There's nothing like having an actual book in your hand. You don't have that anymore now with the iPads and the Kindles. Everything's electronic.
Yes.
So I know what you mean. Flipping through the pages of the actual feeling that is definitely sort of a lost thing now. And
the uniqueness about our program, even though the players go out and speak, I spoke. Elton Brand has actually spoke to the, read to the kids as well. And one thing that we hang our hat on is that the kids pick their book. We have never ever given a kid a book. So we let the kids take their time, go in and search for the book that, like resonates with them. And then we also encourage them to get one for a friend or a neighbor. Nice. And put their name in it. Yep. And we give them one of our mascot placeholders. And it's just a lot of fun. Because once Cody comes in and they see, and Cody reads to the kids too. I'm going to show you how he does it.
All right. Very nice. I like it. Awesome. That's very cool. So I wanted to also talk to you about this, the free open gym. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Oh man, yes. It's been something that was trying to get done pre-COVID. There's just so many moving parts. Then COVID hit, and then we had to come back, and right out of it, the discussion was, what do we do to get the kids active again? They've been sitting home, they've been locked down, and these kids have been amazing. These kids, that what they've been through during the pandemic, they're so resilient, and how could we get them engaged again? And the biggest thing is always was cost, because everything wasn't where it used to be. Right. And AmeriHealth Caritas stepped in, and the Bluecoats partnered with them, and they put up the money so that we can offer a free basketball clinic to the community, and it has been amazing. So our first Sunday, we had 38 kids. Our last Sunday was 71 kids, and now we're really getting the word out, because we haven't really promoted it, because we know we're just trying to lay the foundation. And now, December 5th, that's this upcoming Sunday, we'll be back at Chase Fieldhouse, and we'll be going again with the clinic. Nice, very cool. So did this just start this year? Yes, it started this season, and we're excited that we got it going. Okay, nice. So how can people learn more about the free open gym? Can they just show up? Yes, and that's the great thing about it. And I know Ivan has already posted the flyer, and the flyer's posted all around. You can go to the Delaware Bluecoats website. The flyer's on the site, and the days and times kind of fluctuate a little bit. Okay. And but once you come in, there's a link that you can do it online, or when you come in, you can just sign up. We don't turn away any kids, and the ages are 5 to 12, boys and girls, and we have a great time. Our coaches are some of the best around the city, and so the kids get some great instructions, and we have a lot of fun as well. Got it. That's awesome. That's fantastic. So people can find out more about it on our website as well as yours, is that right? Yes, of course. Find everything on DETV website. Right, exactly. DETVCH.com. Yes. Exactly. Awesome. So tell us about the game this coming weekend. Oh, it's going to be a great game. Long Island Nets, the Brooklyn Nets, G League team. They better bring Durant and all the rest of them with them, because we ready for them. We got the right squad. Kobe Carl, our coach, his dad, legendary George Carl, his son Kobe, played with the Lakers amongst other teams. And we just have an awesome coaching staff. And he just set a culture, this culture of winning, this culture of never giving up. And if you come out to a game, you're going to see some of the grittiest basketball ever played, because this is who we are. And, this great state, we're about hard work. And our players understand that, our coaches understand that, we as a Blue Coat staff understands that, and that's what we're bringing to the game every night.
That's awesome. So you mentioned about this great state, and that's sort of the spotlight of not only, you know, this channel and this station, this newscast, but also this series that we're doing called Everyday Angels, as you can see behind us. So what does this state the importance of being sort of, you know, here in Delaware, working here in Delaware, having the Blue Coats here in Delaware? What does that mean to you? Why is that so special?
Oh man, one thing I know, you ain't got enough time for me to really say it, so I'm gonna give you a condensed version.
I'll take it.
Now, yeah, I came from Philly. I came here 20 plus years ago with an opportunity not only for myself but my family, and I love everything about this state. It's right centrally located. It's not that far from Philly. You got DC right up the street.
Yeah,
New York, you know, is right on 95.
We're a hub for so many cities, right?
And we are different. You know, like the kids say, you know, they're different. Well, we're different. You know, dealing with Ivan, he's different. He's not like any other newscast. DETV is not like anything else. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, and for me, it's just beautiful to have the 76ers have a pro team right here in the great city of Wilmington in our great state of Delaware, and it gives our children a chance to say, I can do that. And when you go out there, if you see all the moving parts, you see the salespeople, you see Cody, you see the dance team, you see all that's going on. The kid can say, I can be a part of that. And then when you go and you see DETV front and center, you see the guys on the thing sitting there. I know the kids seen it on TV. Now they see it in their own backyard and say, wow, I can be that guy. Now that I really see what it's like. And I think that's what we've brought to the state, a greater opportunity for our kids to see some things that they might only see from a distance, to be up close and personal.
That's fantastic. I'll tell you, when I'm driving down the road and I see the field house, it just brings me so much pride to see that parking lot full of cars and full of people going in and out of it. It's a really great feeling.
Oh, when I rode home the other day and I was going to Bear and I rode by the mall and I seen all those cars. I was like, wow, that's how the games are every night. Like you go by the mall,
Right.
That's how the Chase Field House is every night. And to go down 13 and coming into the city and seeing that big 76 on the
that's
side
amazing.
is a beautiful
That's
thing
amazing.
to have in our great state. And I'm excited for it. I've been since day one and I love every second of it.
Awesome. Well, listen, I can't let you go without talking about the Harlem Globetrotters.
Oh man, you know what? I love to talk about the Globetrotters. It changed my life. My big brother Mike changed my life when he went to UTEP and played for them legendary Don Haskins. If you ever seen the movie Glory Road, my brother Mike played for that team. He got drafted by the Dallas Mavericks. Tim Hardaway, Antonio Davis, those were his teammates growing up. And he the one that exposed me to Europe. But when I went, because I was in the Navy as well, so I had already, but I only traveled in the U.S. But being with the Globetrotters, I like to always educate, coming out of the projects of Philadelphia, who would I have thought that playing with that basketball, it would allow me to be, I've been to all 50 states twice. I've been to over 40 countries. I mean, how would I have done that? And the Harlem Globetrotters have done that. I've met everybody from Nicholson to Martin Lawrence to Billy Crystal to Ellen DeGeneres to Vivica Fox, Philip Bailey of the Earth, Wind and Fire. I mean, I've met so many people in my lifetime, all because of the game. And my most highlight, I'm a New Edition fanatic. Anybody that know me, and I got to go to their concert and meet all of them, go backstage, and all of that is because of the game of basketball. And the Harlem Globetrotters has taught me so much, and I love them with all my heart. I still do a lot with the organization, and Ivan knows he's been out to games, and it's one of the best opportunities for anything. One thing I love about the Blue Coats now, that's why it reminds me of the Globetrotters, that family-friendly atmosphere. And if you come out right now, if you come out this Saturday, and you get to see our Kids Zone, I guarantee you will not miss any more games after this Saturday.
You heard it right here. Now, with the Globetrotters, can you do some tricks? I wish we had a basketball
And
here.
Ivan will tell you, you know, Ivan is slipping because he'll tell you, I always carry my basketball.
always carry it?
And I kept one here at the studio, so.
Next time I want to test out your skills
anytime.
here.
My trick game is crazy.
All right.
Don't even get started.
We're going to hold you to that. We're gonna hold you to that. So, again, before we let you go, Uncle Joe, why do the kids call you that?
Oh, you know what? I wish I did. Some of them do call me Uncle Joe, but most of them call me Coach Joe. And the reason they call me Coach Joe, because I've done basketball since the day I walked in the state. The day I came, and I really did. I mean, we caught the train here, so I walked down the state, and I've known people, because I used to travel back here and play in tournaments way when I used to be in Philly. But when I came here, everything I've done has been youth basketball. William Hicks has always been my home for youth basketball. I've done it. I've owned the Delaware Destroyers. I owned the Lady Destroyers in the EBA League, National Rookie League. We played our home games at the William Hicks. We played our home games at Deltec Stanton. Me and my brother, we have done so much for the game of basketball in the great state of Delaware. We have one of the biggest youth AAU programs in the tri-state area. So we've always been around the kids, and that's what motivates me. That's what wakes me up. That's what gets me going. And the Bluecoats just gave me a great opportunity to do that. That's why you talked about me greeting the kids and greeting the people when they come in, because I like to see that. I love to put the smiles on people's faces, and when they come into the Chase Field House, they get that right from the door.
Your energy is infectious. It's the first time I'm meeting you, and I can feel it here. So I really appreciate you coming on the show, and I hope you'll come back and see us.
Yo, you're a good interviewer.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I still want that sweatshirt. So, stick around.
I got you covered. I got you covered.
Stick around. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. Our thanks to Joe. Be sure to check out all of the Bluecoats games right here on DETV. And that wraps up our show. I want to thank you so much for joining us on spotlighting these two everyday angels here in our community. We're just getting started. We have a couple more special episodes of this series coming up. I'm Matt Ford. Make sure to join us next week at 6 o'clock for the next episode of Everyday Angels.